Hey friends, I just want to send a quick message that everything in your life, whether you see it or not, is based on trust. Think about that word, and essentially contracts. And if you are involved in any contracts at all in your life, which you are constantly, that you did not consent to, that you did not agree to, that you did not have consideration of, they are null and void. And you can claim that, you can declare that. You can also amend and change, same thing, any contract. Any. So I see constantly people complaining about, in fact, the whole Candace Owens did a show showing the contracts, or rather life insurance, and the nonprofit, I believe, that was created with his daughter's name, and then showing the life insurance policy that he got, and a lot of the commenters are like, what? Who would do that? That's wrong. I mean, not everybody has that comment, but there's a lot of people who think that that's sneaky and wrong and bad to do. And I'm thinking to myself, gal, you know what? Maybe instead of being the peasants, the poor peasants who complain about everything and whine to our masters that they're not treating us well enough, like that's going to do anything. We're so foolish to think that our masters are going to give a crap about mistreating us. It's hilarious. It's just hilarious on its face. Instead of complaining and whining about these strategies that rich people do, why don't you just do those strategies that rich people do? Don't you understand that there's a reason that we don't teach kids anything really important, hardly? We have these public schools paid for by the Rothschilds, paid for by the Rockefellers, rather, probably the same. You really think, and it's been infiltrated since the get-go, you really think that this system of public education is going to teach people self-reliance and how to be wealthy and how to live a good moral life and actually be we the people? Because if you can't be we the people if you're poor and destitute and sick, you can't have that authority, you can't have that power that we the people are supposed to have. We are supposed to reign. We are supposed to have dominance in this great American nation. But they have turned it, they, the elites, I don't know, maybe you think they're lizards. They have turned it totally upside down. They have inverted the structure of our nation from we the people being at the top to we the people being at the bottom. The evidence is everywhere you turn. Anybody that has supposed authority in this new structure shows their dominance. Well, guess what? We the people are waking up. We the people are taking a stand. It used to be a very few number of brave souls who actually did that work, and now I'm seeing it all over the place. I'm seeing that it's way more common. Hallelujah. And ultimately, think about it. It's we the people. It's people waking up to truth, waking up to reality. And it's way more than just the elites lying and manipulating and murdering and stealing and being PDFs. It's way more than that. It's way more than just exposing evil. It's stepping in your power. It's stepping in your honor, in your integrity. And if you think being a good, obedient peasant is at all honorable, integrity driven, I don't know what else to say besides you're deceived. You're totally deceived. Satan has succeeded with a lot of people. And these are people who claim to believe in Jesus. It's crazy. It's crazy. The same people who claim to love Jesus and even worship Jesus are some of the best obedient slaves on the planet. And they even get positions of power and authority on this earth. And they preach. They preach this kind of slavery. They preach it from the pulpits. And they put Jesus's or God's name behind it. It's so gross. Anyways, this message is just to please understand trust law. Start researching trusts and contracts. And understand that the very first trust that was created, I believe, in mankind, I mean, of huge significance, I should say, was the creation of the Bible. The Bible essentially became a trust. And if you look at a lot of countries, well, I don't know if I should say a lot, but I'm just going to focus on America. If you look at America, the foundation of our country is largely based on biblical morals, which denotes a God, a creator. Now, if you live in America, even if you don't, the American Constitution was a huge game changer at the time, and it still is, but we don't operate in it anymore, and it's largely because the population does not understand trust law. We've been taught obedience over standing in our position as a position of authority. We've been taught obedience is righteous. And the sneaky, snaky, Satan-y part of this is there's this assumption that when you say obedience is righteous, there's this assumption that it's obedience to God. But in reality, when you look at our existence and when you look at our behaviors, when you look at our everyday lives, it's obedience to government. And everywhere in the scriptures, in my opinion, where it talks about government, it suggests and clearly identifies, more than just suggests, that government is evil. I mean, that's a very broad stroke, I know, but that governments are so easy to become evil. And that the beast system is worldly governments. Hello? Hello? I mean, come on, you guys. So, okay. So trust law, contract law, the first trust we ever, as human beings, okay, I shouldn't say first. The major trust in our lives was the Bible, whether you like it or not. I mean, that's just true. And if you live in America, especially, that American government was created by biblical principles, and that is how our country was started, with this trust. It is a trust. It is a public trust. And if you understand trust law, you see that we, the people, were supposed to be the trustees. And if you understand trust, you understand when you're the trustee, you're basically in control of everything. You are the fiduciary. You make the decisions. You get together. You're in charge. You're in charge. Well, guess who the trustees have essentially become as our country has gotten more and more corrupted over the years? The trustees are now the bureaucracies and the elected people. It is government. The government itself and the people employed by the government, which by the way is, that's the tricky thing. They've made us all into employees, so it's kind of sneaky that way too. That's a whole other topic. But we, the people, and it's largely because of the public education has taught us to be, instead of being trustees, they've taught us to be beneficiaries, which sounds great. Sounds awesome. Yeah, we get to benefit. Awesome. That sounds great to me. And most of us are dumb enough, and lazy enough to just accept that position and just do as you're told. Be the obedient peasant and take your benefits, your supposed benefits, where in actuality, you're the one providing, each and every one of us. If you're a productive member of society, I should say, each and every one of us is actually creating value. We are the ones creating the value in our country. And we're being used. We're totally being used. So we have become the beneficiaries. And really, I don't even think I can claim that, because we're like the lowly beneficiaries. The trustees have basically forgotten to take care that their job, their number one role, is to do everything in their power to make the lives of the beneficiaries great, the way the grantor intended it to be. And the grantor, I think in that situation, was the founding fathers. And they were very close to the Creator. They were very close to God. They very much felt guided in this creation of the Constitution, which changed the whole entire world once it was created and implemented. All the other countries, maybe not all, but created their own constitutions soon thereafter. So it was a huge ripple effect in our consortium of humanity, So I just want everyone to realize this really important thing is they have made us all into beneficiaries, which they don't actually benefit anymore. I don't know if they ever did, but whatever. That's another topic too. And we just accepted it. We just lay on our knees on the ground and worship our God, the government, and we take the slaps and we say, what else? What else can I do? What else do you need me to do? I'll just do it. That's what we're supposed to do. It's the righteous thing. It's the right thing to do. Obey my slave master. Where if we just learn truth, we learn how to operate in this world that we're in, and we learn how to be the trustees. Y'all, that's the magic, or I don't like the word magic. That's the solution. That's what we need to be doing, is we need to learn how to operate as a trustee, one of the many trustees in this system that we're in. And I do believe it's a corrupted system. But imagine if hundreds and thousands of us Americans started actually taking over as our own fiduciary and trustee. It would be incredible. Fight. I don't know if I like the word fight. Nah. I like the sentiment, but I don't see what I'm doing as fighting. I see what I'm doing as stepping into truth. And it should be doable. I don't want to say easy, but if you think about the lilies, they don't toil and spin. They just breathe. They breathe. Oops. They breathe their very existence. I don't know if you heard that, but I had something playing. They step into their role as, well, I mean, they are basically, nature is a beneficiary, I would think. Like trees and plants and stuff. They benefit from everything. They don't have to work as a trustee. So I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting thought I just had. So that's my message today, is understand, trust law, step into truth, there you go. There you go. Thank you. That's a better phrase for sure. So step into your role as trustee. Understand that when you were born, the way the corrupted system has created a trust account in all of our names the moment you're born, understand what that is. That's it. Just start going down that rabbit hole of what that even is. And I'm not even going to say any more than that, because if you've been going down that rabbit hole, you know what I'm talking about. And no, everything that I am talking about, everything that I'm working on is completely within the law, and not even just the higher law, not even just God's law, not even just constitutional law, but also statutory law. So anyway, if you have any deeper questions, just reach out to me. I'm putting forth a lot of my time onto this study, and there's a whole lot of us doing it too. A whole lot of us. So you can be mad at people that learn the strategies of the wealthy, or you can do a smarter decision and start learning what those strategies are, understanding that those things that Charlie Kirk had set up is not illegal. It's not even immoral. I don't know, buying life insurance, spending a whole bunch of money on it. In my opinion, he started that company. It's his creation. So I don't know. I guess I just didn't see a problem with his company paying for his life insurance, because he look at Turning Point, you guys. It was Charlie Kirk. Like, without Charlie Kirk, it's garbage. Especially once you see that his people did turn on him, in my opinion, after researching. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, there's nothing morally wrong about the strategies that he was employing. He did ask for an audit, so maybe there were things that his team was doing that he didn't approve of, and that he wasn't sure what was going on, because he's a busy guy. He can't know every decision the accountants were making. He can't know every decision, like the smaller decisions that were being made. So I don't know. So yeah, on that end, I don't know either. But I'm just saying, like, we got to stop complaining about wealthy people. Yeah, these billionaires who have done these strategies are largely evil, maniacal, wicked people. But imagine if people of honor and integrity, who love God, who love their fellow man, their neighbor, imagine if we became, and I know that's suggesting that I'm such a great person. That's not what I mean. But imagine if you and I, okay, anybody watching this that's my friend, I believe you are a God-fearing person too, in your way. Imagine if you and I became as wealthy and well off and independent as some of these people. And I don't know if there's time for that, honestly, but it's a mindset shift. It starts in the mind and the heart. It understands God and your position in this world. It understands the Bible. Once you make that shift, everything changes. We will solve some of these issues, and it won't be through politicians. That is just so laughable at this point, that we think the politicians are going to help us out here. They might have a few wins here and there, but you guys, we the people need to step up as trustees. We need to learn these strategies. We need to understand that when good people create wealth in your community, you're going to have a better community. You're going to have nicer things, nicer places to go. You're going to have more cohesive society. Everyone's going to understand how to operate in the IRS. Everyone's going to understand contracts. And they're going to also understand that you can create as many private contracts as your little heart desires. The government, the punishment for messing with any private contracting of one person to another, not in the public, is like I want to say something ridiculous, like $100 million fine or something. They cannot mess with private contract. Period. And understand this. Contract law, trust law, all these things I'm talking about. This is 100% why understanding the Bible, understanding God. If you're not a Bible believer, it's still true. That I understand your argument that it was put together in the Nicene Creed and blah blah blah. Okay, let's say that's true. Let's say that's true anyways. It is still operational in the world that we are in, and it is beneficial to the world that we're in. Christian ethics, the morals of the Ten Commandments, that is still, I mean, think about how long ago that was, and that still holds true thousands and thousands of years later. That's monumental. That's huge. And understand that the older something is, the more legit, I guess, it is. Just think about that. Think about the people that live according to that. And think about how great countries who operate on these morals of not killing people, not killing your neighbor, not harming anyone, not worshiping idols. Tucker Carlson was talking about not being, and so I want to read more on the Bible on this, but not being held responsible for like the wrongdoings of people in your family or just other people in your group, whatever group that might be. Like, you shouldn't be responsible for their wrongdoings. So that's a Christian ethic too. And I guess, this shows my naivete. I didn't know that other countries did that if someone in your family did something, was a thief or something, that the whole family was punished. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Guilty of ignorance on that. I didn't know that was a thing. So anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I and my group here locally, we are putting forth a lot of effort, a lot of time into this. Our dream is to educate the population, specifically our own community. And honestly, we should be teaching this to children like all the time. This should be one of the first things your children learns. They learn about God. They learn about the Bible. Take that next step and teach them that it is a trust and how a trust operates and is managed and just all the things. And dude, take control. Be the fiduciary. Be the trustee in all your affairs. Don't be a pansy who lets other people do that for you. And if you're a kid, I mean, that's just it. The government treats us as if we're children. It assumes that we are minors and we don't know these things, because we don't, by design. Anyway, sorry I'm kind of hyper. I did take a little bit of caffeine, but that is my personality. I just am kind of a animated person. So sorry if you don't like that. You can always unfollow or whatever. Move on. Don't scroll past, So have a great day. Have a great Sunday. If this is the day you turn to God more fully, I pray that you delve deeper into his existence and who God even is, I don't see how anybody can believe in a God that was created. I'll just say that right now too. It makes zero sense. God has to be uncreated. Let's see what some verses to start. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm a new believer in a way, and I'm kind of reading the Bible through new eyes, a different perspective, and I'm just trying to read the words as they are, not with a skewed perception of them. So yeah, I'm like, please share any Bible verses with me that you feel inspired to share with me. I love that. All right, have a great Sabbath day, and go to God. Go to God in prayer. If you need to start somewhere, just start in the Bible. And have a great one. Bye.